You know how X-Men Days of Future Past rewrote the timeline for what happened in that one X-Men sequel? Well, Genisys rewrites the whole Terminator franchise.
Terminator Genisys is the 5th installment in the Terminator franchise.
In 2099,
Resistance leader John Connor
launches the final offensive against Skynet, but as they succeed,
Skynet sends back the T-800 to 1984
to kill Sarah Connor so that John will never be born. And there will be no resistance, so John
sends back his right-hand man Kyle Reese to protect his mother.
From this point on, I'm only going to cover the events in Terminator Genisys that were already shown in the trailers, to avoid spoiling probably the one thing that the trailers didn't. While Kyle is being sent back to 84, John Connor is attacked by a strange man. This attack alters the course of time, so that everything we thought we knew about the Terminator franchise has been... The first 30 minutes of Genisys
reshoot multiple scenes from the first movie
before mixing in some
action and references from T2 Judgment Day.
However, when the T-800 arrives back in 84, it's greeted by an
aging T-800 that first saved Sarah when she was a little girl.
They explain that the reason the T-800 is aging is due to the flesh being made out of real human tissue. However, they don't explain, more like can't explain, who in this new timeline sent back T-800. In fact, when asked in the movie who sent back Arnie, he responds something along the lines of, "I do not recall those memories." After this,
Sarah Connor saves Kyle Reese
from an attack by hit and running
a T-1000.
Because the T-800 has told her what will happen on this very night. So far we have learnt that the T-800 wasn't sent back to 84, but instead was sent back to save Sarah as a little girl. Yet somehow he's able to tell Sarah of events that he has not yet been in. I'm still confused. Alright, moving on. The T-800 and Sarah have created their own time machine to this time travel forward in time to 1997, preventing Skynet from becoming self-aware. Kyle Reese, however, persuades them to travel to another point in time due to visions of a life that he'd never lived in 2017. And in 2017, John Connor has also somehow managed to travel as well to save his future parents from being arrested. So then the T-800 shows up, attacks John, revealing that he is a
T-3000 nanomachine hybrid.
And that's it. That's all I'm telling you. And yes, that really is how much the trailers gave away. To a plot so convoluted, this is the longest time I have spent having to explain, in brief, the plot to a movie. 4 pages of notes. So now let's get to it. The acting is good enough to get the movie going.
Arnie does well as the T-800. Emilia Clarke was believable to an extent as Sarah. Jai Courtney is alright as Kyle Reese for a man who has to come to grips with the past he thought he knew all about and suddenly it's altered. Jason Clarke as John Connor. I neither liked nor disliked.
I've always been a fan of Sarah Connor, never really feeling any performance of John Connor since
Edward Furlong in T2.
The acting is nothing special that you're going to remember. There's no iconic, stylish shots. The script is cringeworthy at times. The chemistry between
Emilia Clarke and Jai Courtney feels so forced
that it's only there because it has to be, because at some point in the future, John Connor needs to be conceived. There's a lot of jokes about
Arnie getting old.
I've heard all these before in The Last Stand. Reoccurring jokes like Arnie's smile do work well though, and are hilarious. Fine little details are explained, like how did
Kyle Reese get thrown into 1984 while the T-800 arrived taking a knee.
The switch in timeline is intriguing until all these unanswered questions start popping up. They really tried to do too much to create a new story. Emilia Clarke is great as
Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones,
but even her acting cannot save the scenes between her and Jai Courtney. They do a good job of relating Skynet to how we live our lives today. I like contemporary moments like this, and this is one of the highlighted moments of Terminator Genisys. There's also pointless uses of slow-mo, and key moments and characters that are long forgotten so quickly and never explained, like what's the point of putting them in there to begin with? And that helicopter scene from the trailers? Nope, didn't like that. Some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in a movie. However, there is tasteful cinematography, including a shadow on the wall when Emilia Clarke is getting undressed, which is used to show her figure on the wall when her and Jai Courtney are having an intimate moment. There's a lot of nostalgia moments for fans relating back to the two first Terminator movies, and in the end it is at best alright and a fun time at the movies. It's slightly better when you turn your brain off and enjoy as a popcorn flick. But the Terminator series wasn't built on being a popcorn flick. I believe that there was one fantastic Terminator movie, a decent sequel, and then there was everything else. I also saw it in 3D, which was absolutely pointless. I'm giving Terminator Genisys a 5 out of 10. In 3 years, the rights go back to James Cameron. I wonder, will he take a break from Avatar to at least end Terminator on a high? Cameron is also on record saying that Genisys is the true third installment to his Terminator franchise. I would like to know in depth why, because Terminator Genisys has messed up the timeline at this point. So Terminator Genisys, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Like this video, share it with the world, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time on GingerClips.
Load up.
I've been waiting for you.